Hello. We've got a problem.
Houston, come in.
Yeah, mission control. All right. So Sean's here. We're shooting videos today. I've got 3 YouTube vids to shoot and then some reels for the workshop.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, super cool. Except normally by now we'd have Friday's workshop built and ready and over to you so you can do your stuff. But I decided to take Kerry to Lily Pad, that floating place in Palm Beach, and I haven't done it. And I was like, oh crap. So here's my idea. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm thinking if one of the YouTube videos can be building the workshop, I think it'll be useful. I don't know how, like, honestly, the workshop's going to be great. I don't know how the YouTube video is going to go, but I'm on it. I'm going to build it. And then if I get stuck halfway through, I might ping you for some quick advice, but that'll be the first video I shoot. Is that okay?
Yeah, have you got a builder ready or are you working on it now?
Have I got a builder ready? Right now, I've got a phone call, an elevated heart rate, and good intentions is basically what I've got.
Excellent.
So yeah, you might don't stand by just yet. Maybe sit by for a bit and then stand by in a little while.
All right, keep me posted.
All right, man. Thanks.
See you later.
Boy, we got some work to do. Let's grab a coffee. Let's make the stuff. We'll shoot it over to Mike. Every great project starts with a dream, a deadline, and caffeine. We've got 2. We just need the coffee. If you ever need stimulants, I recommend finding a Colombian, a caffeine dealer in a park. That's what we're after. Bro, I'm in trouble and I need your help.
What do you need? What do you need?
So I forgot that I'm running a workshop tomorrow. Forgot, sort of. Anyway, I've got a deadline. I've got to build something really quickly, and to do that, I need coffee.
Okay, so we can just copy on that.
This is Juan from Mulato. He is the proud owner of great coffee and the most amazing mustache in the world. So building a client workshop doesn't have to be hard. I think you got 3 choices with everything, like hard work, guesswork. If you've done it a few times and you learn some tricks, framework. I'm always a framework guy, makes the job fast. So today, this wasn't part of the plan, but we're going to do it because I need to build a workshop. We're going to build an amazing client workshop and we're going to do it quickly so I can shoot it off to Mike, who's going to turn my raw material into slides, worksheets, etc. So you'll see the framework using the workshop builder, the tool that I use. We're going to build an amazing client workshop together. So you're going to learn 2 things, I think, today. A little bit of the content for the workshop as a bonus, but mostly how to build something epic quickly. The main thing I want you to get is that if you've got a framework, creating the assets you need, whether it's for workshop or social content or marketing or whatever, can be really, really fast. I have no idea how many workshops I've run, but if you go, I've been doing this for a long last time, 15 years, basically a workshop every Friday for 15 years. It's a skill. I think this will be really, really useful. It's going to be more show than tell, but every now and again, I'll make sure we capture what we're doing so that you can copy the process. And if you want a copy of the workshop builder that I use to build mine, there's a link in the description below, or there will be by the time we're done.
No.
You just need to do a little promo or fun. I gotta get to work. One, wish me luck. Coffee is life. All right, let's boogie. Every workshop starts in exactly the same place. Once we know what the core idea of the workshop is, like what's the outcome that it's built to deliver, then let's do a brain dump. All of the ideas, everything that might be part of it. So I'm thinking about like, what are the key things people need to know? What are the steps? What are the activities or the processes I'd like people to do live on the workshop? The secret to a great workshop is to make them work harder than you do. So I'm just going to dump out everything I can think of, and then we'll start cutting what's not part of it, what can come later, what's not important. And then we shuffle them into the right order using the builder. So it turns into something kind of sexy. All right. So just so you know what we're building, every month in Black Belt, we've got a theme. It's either attract, generating leads, convert, making sales, deliver results to clients. Sometimes it's scale. What I really want for my clients is a situation where as their business gets bigger, their life gets better. And it's really common for coaches to build a business where it gets really big and life is less good. And so we want this. And so this next few weeks, there's a series of workshops. I'm running the first one. Tony on my team is going to run 2 of the others because she's really good at this. And it really goes like this. First, we want to figure out what the founder, what the founder's role is, what the founder actually wants. And then from there, there's some stuff that you as the founder need to do. And then there's some stuff that, frankly, we can just decide we're not playing that game. We don't do that anymore. Or that we can like systemize, automate, And then finally, some things for your lean team to take care of. And so today, I just want to build this one in a way that sets up the other two for success. So just so you know, we're going to build a workshop today about your role as a founder and how do we design a business that as it grows, your life gets better. And that's kind of what we're doing. I'm going to do my thing. Every now and again, I'll chat with you. I always start on paper. Sometimes there's an iPad, but I like starting with lots of space so I can just get all my ideas out. And that's what we're going to do. So I've got a bunch of ideas down. They're all good. This is what always happens. They're all good, but it's a lot. And if you're not careful, you end up trying to fit 3 hours worth of content into an hour-long session. And it's better if it's like 60% full, because really the goal isn't to fill their heads with knowledge. It's to like have them do something and get an outcome. So now I just need to go, what actually makes the difference and what can we cut? So there's two kinds of people in terms of the way you run your business. I've got some friends who are just amazing. They can just like lock themselves in a room, work by themselves and come out with something finished. I'm not that guy. I think with my mouth and I think with my pen. I think they call it external processor. If I don't have a pen in my hand and I can't talk it through with somebody, it's just like a jumbled mess. So like getting it out here and then talking it through with someone is really helpful. In this case, Tony, who's going to do sessions 2 and 3, is in Tasmania right now. And so I just like send her a screenshot and I'm just looking for like, what do we focus on? Just asked Tony if she's free. She said, got to be quick because she's about to jump on a chopper to fly to this remote island. Let's give her a quick call now.
Hey,
Get to the chopper.
to the chopper. Yeah, I'm almost there. So
Amazing. Listen, we'll keep this super, super fast. Obviously, there's a lot here. I've got to cut some stuff out. Most importance and things to cut. Obviously, we've got to balance, like they're going to learn some stuff, but mostly it's about what can they do that sets up the next 2 weeks. Make a manager is like the core idea.
yes, and I think that's the key thing for them to identify which one they are. Are they a maker or are they a manager? Both are great.
Yep.
If you're trying to be a manager when you're a maker, or you're trying to be a maker when you're a manager, then that's when things are going to fall apart.
Yeah. So I reckon it's like make a manager, then it's genius. Like what are the things which you actually do that bring the value?
You know how a lot of people try to outsource their voice and their marketing, but it's like they're the best person to do that.
Yep.
And they're busy like tinkering around doing Canva or other like stuff that's super easy to outsource.
Yes.
Instead of, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Okay. That's great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's great.
I thank you. Hi, Lizzie. Hi, nice to meet you, James. Sorry, talks.
Get to the chopper. I'll talk to you later. Have a great trip.
All right, thanks, buddy. See
Bye.
ya.
All right. So I like to talk it through with people on my team, people who know the stuff inside out and our clients inside out. So we've got a big fat list. We've got it down to 3 to 5. I think we're ready to turn this into the builder. All right. So a couple of things. Hopefully you've caught. I do my best work with a pen and in conversation with somebody else. At no stage in this process am I using a computer. The closest we'll get is when we use the builder on an iPad, which we'll do in a sec. But everything starts with a pen and in a conversation. Computers, I reserve for just talking to clients, and my day-to-day work, I'm never at it. Hopefully that's interesting. Normally I'd have some music playing, but I think YouTube will ban us if we use music that we don't have stuff for. But just imagine there's like Motown playing and you'll be in the right mood. We've got this map and we've decided a bunch of things which aren't going to go in the plan. So I'm not going to talk about hats directly. I'm not going to talk about ideal week. Pit crew is kind of a setup for where we go next. And I'm not going to do the full activity inventory. We've got like a few key ideas. We're going to take it from this into the builder. So let me bring it out. We'll bring this up on screen, but for now I'm just going to show you what they look like. All right, so this is the workshop builder. It's the tool that we use every single week to build our stuff, and it's kind of a tool that's useful for a couple of different reasons. Number one, it helps me get the ideas really clear and take it from, like, imagine showing up to a workshop and just presenting that to a bunch of clients. They'd be like, bro, I thought I signed up for business coaching, not finger painting. By the way, speaking of finger painting, never trust anyone with clean hands or a tidy desk. It means they're not doing shit. So number one, it helps me turn these ideas into a framework that lands for clients. A workshop that covers the full format, why you need it, what you need to know, how to do it, and what to do now. Why, what, how now. It also helps the backstage team, once the video's done, to know where do I put this in the portal. It'll help with like branding and design, but also like how to file it under in the right part of the portal. So there's a bunch of stuff going on here. I'll just kind of walk you through real quick, and then we'll get to building. So name of the session, kind of important. The magic really starts from sort of here down. The top bit is internal use only. So it's got the name of the session for the title slide, the hashtags or subtitle, like the subhead, and then what should the cover image be? Where does it fit in our model? In this case, it fits here in scale. It's a black belt workshop. Okay, let me just tick these boxes as we go. Save me doing it twice. It's called the Founder's Role. How to design your sweet spot role. Cover image metaphor. Formula One. I've got this image in my head of the Formula One driver in the car with the pit crew around them, supporting the driver. That's kind of the metaphor here. It's a black belt workshop. It fits in scale. So this is all kind of internal use only for Mike, who's going to design it, and then the backstage team to like upload it in the right place. Then it gets magic. Every great training is like why, what, how, and now. And so the why is a simple why stack. 3 frustrations and a fear, 3 wants and a aspiration, and a client story. An interactive question. We like to insert a question about every 7 minutes, like a state change every 7 minutes, to get people engaged in the stuff, not just like learning the stuff. Then we've got room for 3 to 5 key ideas. Each one will have a point and a metaphor, and then a core model, and then I'll build the worksheets down below. Okay, so it's a simple, there's a lot going on here, but it's a simple tool, and it's kind of shorthand between Mike and I. So if you want to grab a copy of this, it'll be in the description for you to steal. Here's the big idea. Whether you've got a team or it's just you, and this is funny because it actually maps to the content of the workshop. There's some stuff that you do where you add a ton of value that gives you energy. For me, that's like coming up with ideas and communicating the ideas. I freaking love that stuff. But I'm a front stage guy. I'm not backstage. So I'm in front of the camera. I'm not behind the camera. I haven't like built a slide in, I don't know, 8 or 10 years. I've still got the skills, obviously, because I've done it. And when you're getting started, you got to start somewhere. Even if I was doing this for myself, I would still fill this in because it's fast and it just makes the assembly job easier. But I like to separate the creating of the stuff to the building or assembly of the stuff. And so when I'm done, I'm just going to be able to like share this PDF to Mike, and he'll know exactly where it goes because we build everything on a framework. All he's looking for is what are the words and what are the pictures for each slide, and what do the worksheets look like. So he's not kind of guessing or trying to like read my mind, especially because he's in Melbourne and I'm in Sydney. All right, so we've got the first part of the workshop done. That's the why stack. It's really the part which sets up why people should want this. They say you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. That's not true. All you need to give the horse is one of those like salt cubes. It licks the salt cubes and it makes it thirsty for the water. And so the why stack is the salt cubes for your content. It's really a simple stack. It's away from and towards. Away from is 3 frustrations. Like this is bad and that sucks and this sucks. And if none of that changes, you get this fear, this bad thing you don't want. So in this case, hey, you love your business, but you kind of hate your job day to day. You spend all your time doing all this less immortal shit and you burn out quickly. And the fear is you'll never grow because you'll never deliberately grow into pain. That's the bad side. And then we just flip that inside out, like 2 sides of the same coin. Instead of loving your business but hating your job, you set this thing up so you'd actually pay to do your job. Don't tell my clients that, but I would happily pay to do it. It's super fun. Instead of doing less immortal shit, you're in your sweet spot. Instead of burning out quickly, it gives you energy. And as business gets bigger, life gets better. That's the to and the from. All we want to do is set out some tension, which gets people to want the stuff. Then here we've got case study. It's either yours or somebody famous or a client. In this case, it's me. My sweet spot job is I'm creating, I'm communicating, I'm collaborating. Today you get to see 2 out of those 3, and I'll communicate it at the workshop. But that's just like a little quick story. And then the job of this is to get people to go, there might be something in this for me. And so then we just ask a question which gets people to lean in and go, maybe I want this too. And so the question is, what are the most energizing parts of your role? And that sets up wouldn't it be great if we could do more of that? And now we get into the build. So here I've got a bunch of things, and now I just want to convert them into 3 or 5, never 2 or 4, because even numbers suck. Key ideas, each one with a key point and a metaphor. The key points will be the words on the slides, and the metaphor will be the image on the slide. And right now I just need to figure out what are the 5 big ideas, and then I'll get the ideas down and then polish them, like wordsmith them, so they're like verb or noun sexy. So get the ideas in the right order and then polish them up. So I've got 5 big ideas. Now I need to polish them up. They're in the right order. The first is like, are you a maker or a manager? Then there's whichever you are, like what are your, not just strengths, like your genius, the things which when you do them, you love to do them. It comes effortless and easy for you. They give you energy. They make the business money. The team wants you to do more of it if there is a team, or the business wants you to do more of it. What's that thing? Not just what are you good at, but what can you be like best in the world at? Once we know what that is, then it's pretty simple to go like, what actually shows up in my week? Because this is really like one thing to know your genius, but is it in your week or not? So we're going to do a quick audit. And then the goal is to, number 1, like maximize your strengths and then figure out what to do about the other shit. So I've got the ideas now. I just need to polish them, like wordsmith, and then metaphors for each. Hey, Ledge. And then building this thing, love some metaphor inspo.
Sure.
All right. The big idea is about your founder's role. The 4 of the key points have got great titles, great points. The first one could use some polish. It's really where you identify, are you a maker or a manager? So it's either maker or manager, and that's the point. It's not super pointy yet. So yeah, if you've got any thoughts about how to polish the point before we find a picture for it, that'd be great. Always good to have someone to talk it through with. For me, that someone is Mike. All right, so now everything that Mike needs to make the slides is ready to roll. What we don't have is worksheets for the activities. I'm going to build that out next. And so frankly, it's just a question of turning each of these 5 key points into one activity. And we don't need an activity for each of them, but most of mine will have like one thing to do per point. Otherwise, what's the point of telling the point? So now from the builder, everything that's going to land on a slide is done. Next step is just my iPad keeps sliding. Stay. Slides are good for like getting a point across, but I don't just want to fill my clients' heads with knowledge. I want them to do something and walk away like transformed, having done some of the work. I think like if there's a spectrum between like I get it and I've got it done, I want to get them to here or at least to like started. And so for me, each of these 5 key points is going to turn into a worksheet or an activity, which I'll sketch out now. What's the opposite of the pain line? The pleasure line. The G spot, where the G stands for growth. It's fantastic. It's crude, but it's funny. So we're going to do it. Sometimes that's funny. And then if you sit with it for like more than 3 seconds, you're like, that's going to get awkward real fast. So then we need to change it for something a little bit more pro. But just so you know, you were here when we said it was going to be the G spot. All right, so we're done. Here's what I love about this process. Having a framework allows me to freestyle, knowing that I'm going to do a great job. It's just like in sports, the rules are the rules are the rules. Like the boundaries are the boundary lines. There's things you can do and things you can't do, or you get a yellow card or a red card. Those are the context. But within the context, you can freestyle. And so this whole game for me, marketing, selling, delivering, like designing stuff, it's all freestyle in a framework. I think that's the thing. If you've got a framework, you can freestyle and have a ton of fun in it. If you don't, you're just like making it up again and again and again, and it's hard. What did we do today? By the way, if this has been vaguely fun or useful, let me know in the comments. I'd really love to know. You got me out of a jam today by letting me kill 2 birds with 1 stone, making a thing, while showing you how I make a theme. Thanks. We did it. Here's the process. What's the big idea? Start with a topic, then brain dump out everything you can think of about the topic. What are the ideas? What's important? What are the steps? Any activities? Just like get it all out. Once we've got it all out, then we're just playing a game of like what's in and what's out. So these are the outs. Of the what's in, then I like to get it down to 3 or 5 big ideas, key points that I can land. Now, once I've got that mapped out, along comes a builder. And the builder is a tool that I use literally every single week. It's got some stuff for me to communicate with Mike, who's going to make the stuff. It could be, you might have someone on a team like this, or maybe it's just you, doesn't really matter, but it's super handy to have like a flow that you know that when you follow this structure for building it and delivering it, it's going to be amazing for the clients. It's got some backstage stuff up the top for like, it's going to be black belt branded, not boardroom branded. It's got a title and a subhead and a picture. A Y stack at the start to get people like salt licked and thirsty for the content. 5 big ideas. Each one, that's the words which are going to be on the slide, and that's the image that's going to be at the bottom, in the background. And then models and worksheets. So for me, it's got all of the pieces here ready to go, and it's good. Makes my life super, super easy. Again, if you want a copy of this, it'll be in the description below. This is one of the frameworks we've used to successfully build like an 8-figure business with a team of 8 in 4 days a week, 4 hours a day. Just because now I don't have to work so hard. I can just like pour my creativity into a structure and it comes out great. If you want to get the rest, all the systems for how do we market, how do we sell, how do we deliver, there's a video about that. It's called the $1 Million Plan. It breaks down all of the frameworks step by step by step. It's a little bit long, like 30, 35 minutes, but it's killer and it'll give you the shortcut. So that'll be in the description below as well. All that's left for me to do right now is to send this off to Mike, Bazoinga. He's got everything he needs to go make some magic happen. Now, I can get on with the rest of my day knowing that the work is great. I'm going to get slides and a workbook back exactly how I want them, ready to rock and roll with my clients in the morning. Dude, there's one final step that we haven't done. Once it's finished, then we get to do the magic, which is we drag it, clean slate for what's next. No karmic debt, no psychic overhead. We're good.